Hey everyone, this is DWS Darius, and this is going to be another episode of Amazing Fish. And today's amazing fish is the white cloud minnow. Okay everyone, so first I want to give you guys a close look at these white cloud minnows. So some people refer to these as the poor man's neon tetra. And I'm not sure why they would call it the poor man's neon tetra, considering that they cost close to the same amount, but they definitely show some resemblance to the neon tetra, especially with that neon marking going across their body. And this is one of the things I love about these fish. These small fish have just so many different features, so many different tiny details. So let me bring you guys a little bit closer. So let me show you guys a male. So right here, if I can focus in, is a beautiful male, and look at just the different features that this fish shows. So it has that nice neon marking going across that little darker body. His body is like purplish, and then he has the tips of yellow and red, and just a very nice blend of colors, and just very decorated. The females, they're not as bright. Right here's a female, but still very beautiful. Of course the males are brighter, but the females definitely are not bad themselves. So they definitely are some good looking fish. On top of that, these fish are very social, like many fish of this size. They school very tightly together, and they depend upon each other, so they definitely put on the show when they are in the school. You just get a lot of entertainment from them, you get a lot of activity from them, making them some awesome fish. These are subtropical fish, meaning that they don't really like temperatures too hot or too warm. So usually with these fish, you got to stick it between 65 degrees Fahrenheit to about 79 degrees Fahrenheit. With this tank, I don't use a heater, so it stays around 70 degrees Fahrenheit, and the fish seem to be pretty comfortable. And another thing about them being subtropical, it gives you just a wider option of fish to keep them with. You could keep these as a schooling fish with fancy goldfish, maybe not on regular goldfish, because regular goldfish may be able to swallow them. But some of those subtropical fish, different types of loaches that can handle the colder weather, like I had these in this tank with these silverstream loaches. And you could just really do a nice subtropical tank with these fish, introduce some schooling fish to fish that really don't have a lot of options for schooling fish. So that's one of the things I love about these fish. I could have just a little bit more diversity to the tank mates with these fish because of their willingness or their tolerance for those colder weathers. Okay, so aside from looking awesome and being very entertaining, the white cloud minnow is also a fish that is just very easy to take care of. Definitely great for the beginner. They are very hardy and very tolerant. I remember when I first set up this tank, I made the mistake of rushing, and I added a bunch of fish before the tank was fully cycled, and the majority of the fish died because, you know, the nitrites and ammonia shot up and killed them. However, these white clouds survived. Just to show how strong they are, not saying you should go and be careless. However, if you are a beginner, they are a fish that can handle some of your mistakes and forgive you. So that's another awesome thing about these fish. Another thing is that these fish are said to be easy to breed. Now, I never bred them yet because, well, I haven't had them that long. However, it's said that with most fish that are like barbs and tetra and stuff like that, they scatter their eggs and then later on they'll eat their eggs. It's said that these white clouds will let their fry grow up. They won't eat them, so that's give the fry a higher chance of surviving. So you get a beautiful fish, an active fish, a fish easy to take care of, and a fish that's easy to breed. Now what else can you ask for? So anything else you need to know about the white cloud minnow? Of course, these fish are a schooling fish, so keep them in numbers and you will have just the most color and the most activity from these guys. When it comes to the tank setup, they feel most comfortable at the top of the tank. So maybe if you have different decorations, I have this 3D background, so I guess that brings a lot of comfort to them. However, if you don't have one, driftwood and plants and stuff like that could bring a lot of comfort to them. Of course, with tank mates, you don't want any fish that can eat them. These are very small fish. They max at about 1.5 inches. So if you do mix them with like loaches or regular goldfish, you got to be careful because they can be eaten depending on the size of the other fish. These fish are from China, and in the wild these fish are pretty much extinct. I did a video on tropical fish that we keep in our aquariums that are just pretty much extinct in the wild, and these were on that list. You can check out that video on the link above. But yeah, these fish are almost extinct in the wild, so we got to do our best in the aquariums to give them the best life possible. But yeah, that's a look at the white cloud minnow. Definitely an awesome fish, and a lot better than I actually thought it was. You know, I said once again that a minnow, who cares? But after keeping these fish, these are definitely some awesome fish. They look awesome, and their behavior is just very beautiful. Just look at this guy. Absolutely stunning. But yeah, that's a look at the white cloud minnow, and this has been another episode of Amazing Fish. So as always, if you liked this video, hit that thumbs up button. If you want more, make sure you subscribe because a lot more is coming. And that will be all for today.